I'm Emily Powell. I'm 28 years old, and I was diagnosed with clear cell sarcoma in the summer of 2019. And this is my husband, Andy.
When you see someone going through that and you can't do anything, it's tough.
Yeah, it's really hard to look at stuff like that too,
So my name is Kevin Jones. My training is as a surgeon, actually. I did additional training to particularly take care of sarcomas. The other thing that I do when I put on my other hat is as a scientist. And my science is really particularly focused on sarcomas that happen in adolescents and young adults and are driven by these specific chromosomal translocations. Clear cell sarcoma is not a benign or not a non-aggressive cancer. In fact, it's a very highly metastatic type of sarcoma, and it tends to be very dangerous in the long run.
We've seen people pass away where they weren't given the right treatment, or they made the wrong decision, or were told the wrong thing.
I'm Lenny.
And I'm Denny.
We're Sarah's parents. Our daughter Sarah was diagnosed with clear cell sarcoma when she was 17 years old.
I read a paper that said if your tumor is bigger than 5 centimeters, it's going to come back and take your life. If it recurs at all, it's going to come back and take your life. If it has spread beyond its borders, it's going to take your life.
Our cancer progresses. It has a mind of its own. You go into remission and it comes back. Like, we all know the realities all too well.
My name is Dr. Andrea Hayes Jordan, and I am a distinguished professor at the University of North Carolina and the Surgeon-in-Chief of the North Carolina Children's Hospital, as well as a division chief for pediatric surgery. I specialize in pediatric surgical oncology. This leads me to be a part of the Children's Oncology Group, specifically on the Sarcoma Committee, for approximately the last 12 years. Every sarcoma is a little bit different, and so research on one sarcoma is not going to be exactly related to research on another sarcoma. So having people who are advocates for clear cell sarcoma is really critical in moving the needle forward in basic science research in this disease.
We developed mice that could actually form clear cell sarcomas genetically.
We are funding repurposed drug testing. We're trying to find drugs that are already out there that are being used in other cancers and are approved to go into people's bodies rather than trying to create a new one.
We are the only organization that we know of in the world doing this preclinical repurposed drug testing on clear cell sarcoma. We are the only organization.
Once we get the mouse models testing completed, then we can start pushing the FDA to run a trial on these drugs that are already out there being used for other indications.
How different would our world be if everybody was truly faced with feeling like a handicapped, with feeling ignored, with feeling sick? Once you go through that, and you go through it so fast and all at once, and you feel unseen, and you think how more compassionate would we be to others, and also how much more passionate would we be about our own lives.
The National Institute of Health is amazing, and they want to study our disease, but they can't use taxpayer funds.
Government and other funding organizations really don't have the capacity to fund rare cancers like clear cell sarcoma and other sarcomas. They prioritize other types of cancer because they're more common, and therefore these orphan cancers such as sarcoma and clear cell sarcomas tend to get neglected.
We need $1 million right now to finish the repurposed drug testing, to continue with the patient registry, to file for the ICD-10 code, and to take it through to trial. This data and information that we gather will save lives for decades, and And as some of the doctors have told us, the work we're doing will not just benefit the clear cell sarcoma patients, it'll benefit all sarcoma patients.
What's most important in a rare disease is to get people together, to get all the information into one place so that that one place, in this case Sarah's Cure, can distribute that information, can distribute the clinical observations, can distribute the tissues that are so precious to be able to make those molecular observations into the hands of scientists, into the hands of the clinicians who are trying to push forward our understanding of this disease in different places around the country and around the world.
Funding support from Sarah's Cure is really critical to researchers like me who are looking for a cure and need a little bit of funding just to do a few more experiments to try to get to the place where we understand more about these sarcomas.
We have to drive this. The patients and the families have to be the ones to bring it together.
I do hope and pray for Sarah's Cure to get bigger and to get funding and to continue progressing because, I mean, honestly, I think they're like our only hope. They are our only hope.
We are very thoughtful and humbled by every donation, and that we ourselves have committed our lives to this cause and to saving our daughter's life.
The critical thing for any patient who has a rare disease to know is that he or she is not alone. There are others who have gone through this. They may not have exactly your experience, but you are not alone. The key is to find those other people who know about this disease, find those other people who have had this disease and are passionate about trying to find a cure for it. Sarah's Cure is all about connecting those people.
Sarah's Cure means a lot to me, to us. They've been supportive from the beginning. We're just very grateful, and we feel like they're definitely a blessing from God with all of this, for sure.